Trust but verify, addressing the challenge of insider threats. In the realm of corporate security, the term insider threat conjures images of shadowy figures intent on harming an organization from within. Yet, the reality is often more nuanced and complex. Insider threats can stem from both deliberate actions and unintended consequences, making them a multifaceted challenge for security teams. This article delves into the definition of insider threats, explores their intentional and unintentional dimensions, and outlines best practices for security professionals aiming to safeguard their companies. What is an insider threat? An insider threat is not just a challenge, it's a multifaceted risk that lurks within the very fabric of an organization. It emanates from individuals who, by virtue of their position or access, have the capability to inflict harm upon an organization's security posture or data integrity. These individuals could be employees, from the executive suite to frontline staff, contractors who have temporary access to systems, or even business partners who participate in joint ventures. At the heart of the insider threat is access. Insiders inherently possess or can acquire access to sensitive information and critical systems that are the lifeblood of any organization. This access becomes a double-edged sword. While necessary for operational effectiveness, it also presents a potential vulnerability. The spectrum of insider threats. The spectrum of insider threats spans intentional actions to unintentional errors, each with its own motivations and implications. Malicious insiders. These individuals intentionally exploit their access for personal gain, to inflict damage, or out of loyalty to external groups. Their motivations might include financial incentives, personal vendettas against the company, ideological alignments, or espionage activities. Malicious insiders are aware of their actions and the potential damage they can cause. An extreme form of a malicious insider threat is an active shooter situation, where an individual with access to the premises, potentially a current or former employee, intends to cause physical harm to others within the organization. This individual might act out of a personal vendetta, mental health issues, or ideological beliefs that drive them to commit violence against coworkers or the organization itself. Unlike other forms of insider threats, which primarily target data and digital infrastructure, an active shooter aims to inflict immediate physical harm, making it a critical security concern that requires immediate and decisive response measures. Preventive measures. The complexity and severity of an active shooter scenario demand a multifaceted approach to prevention and response, including behavioral threat assessment, implementing programs to identify and manage individuals who pose a threat of violence, including training for employees to recognize warning signs. Physical security enhancements, strengthening access control measures, surveillance systems, and emergency response protocols to quickly lock down facilities in the event of an active shooter situation. Emergency response planning, developing and regularly drilling an active shooter response plan with all employees, which should include escape routes, hiding places, and procedures for alerting law enforcement. Support and intervention programs, offering support services such as counseling and mental health resources to employees, and establishing clear pathways for reporting concerns about coworkers who may pose a risk of violence. Negligent insiders. Often overlooked, the negligent insider poses a significant risk through carelessness or lack of awareness. This could manifest as mishandling sensitive data, weak password practices, falling for phishing scams, or the unauthorized use of external devices or applications. These actions, while not malicious in intent, can lead to substantial security breaches and data loss. A prevalent form of negligence involves an employee storing sensitive company data on an unsecured personal cloud storage service to work from home, unaware of its security vulnerabilities. The data becomes accessible on the internet without the employee's knowledge, leading to a significant data breach. This scenario underscores the critical need for robust data handling policies and employee training on secure work practices, especially in remote or hybrid work environments. Preventive measures. Comprehensive training. Regular, mandatory training sessions on data security and safe online practices can mitigate risks by raising awareness among employees. Data handling policies. clearly defined policies on how to securely handle and store sensitive information with specific guidelines for remote work. Access management, employing strict access controls and encrypting sensitive data to ensure that employees can only access the information necessary for their roles. Monitoring and detection systems, implementing systems to monitor data movement and flag unusual activity, helping to catch and contain leaks before they escalate. Exploited insiders. In some cases, insiders themselves are victims, manipulated by external actors through social engineering, blackmail, or other coercive methods. These individuals might unknowingly provide access to sensitive information or systems, thinking they are assisting a colleague or responding to a legitimate request. In a sophisticated social engineering attack, an employee receives a phone call from someone impersonating an IT support technician. The caller convinces the employee to provide their login credentials to solve a non-existent issue. The attacker then uses these credentials to access confidential company systems. This example highlights the importance of educating employees on the tactics used by social engineers and establishing verification processes for identity confirmation. Preventive measures, security awareness training, programs that educate employees on recognizing and responding to social engineering tactics such as phishing, pretexting, and baiting. Verification protocols, establishing strict protocols for verifying the identity of individuals requesting sensitive information or access to company systems. Incident reporting mechanisms, creating easy-to-use channels for employees to report suspicious activities or interactions, ensuring quick action can be taken to mitigate potential threats. Psychological support and whistleblower protection, providing support for employees who may be under duress or facing manipulation, and protecting those who report security concerns from retaliation. Impact of insider threats on organizations. The ramifications of insider threats extend far beyond simple security breaches, embedding deep financial and operational scars on organizations. Understanding the full spectrum of their impact is crucial for crafting effective countermeasures. Financial impact and costs research, conducted by the Ponemon Institute, unveils the staggering financial toll of insider threats, with organizations facing an average yearly cost of $18.33 million for incidents that linger undetected for over 91 days as of 2023. This marks a near 95% surge in the total average cost of insider threat incidents from 2018 to 2023. Such a dramatic increase underscores the escalating financial burden these threats impose, highlighting the urgent need for robust insider threat mitigation strategies. Frequency and detection challenges. The prevalence of insider threat incidents has notably increased, presenting significant detection and containment challenges. On average, it takes organizations 86 days to detect and contain an insider threat incident, with only 13% of such incidents being contained in less than 31 days. This prolonged detection period not only exacerbates the potential damage, but also complicates mitigation efforts, emphasizing the need for advanced detection tools and strategies. Root causes and contributing factors. The genesis of insider threats is varied, spanning from credential theft and malicious intent by insiders to negligence by employees or contractors. The complexity of detecting and preventing these threats is further compounded by insiders' legitimate access, the pervasive use of SaaS apps that can leak data, and the increased use of personal devices for accessing corporate resources. These factors necessitate a layered approach to security that includes both technological solutions and human oversight. Rising cybersecurity spending. In response to the mounting concern over insider and other cyber threats, global spending on cybersecurity has surged, projected to have reached $175.2 billion in 2023. This significant growth from previous years reflects the increasing recognition of cyber threats' gravity and the imperative to invest in comprehensive cybersecurity measures. Negligence and misuse of privileges. A significant portion of insider threat incidents stems from negligence, with over 2/3 of such incidents attributed to this cause. Additionally, the misuse of privileges, including privilege abuse and data mishandling, accounts for a substantial number of insider threat cases. These incidents highlight the critical importance of continuous education and awareness programs, alongside stringent access controls and monitoring systems. Industry-specific vulnerabilities. Certain industries, notably healthcare, financial services, and technology, exhibit heightened vulnerability to insider threats. This vulnerability underscores the necessity for industry-specific security measures that address the unique challenges and regulatory requirements of these sectors. Best practices for mitigating insider threats. To fortify your organization against the nuanced and ever-evolving threat landscape, it's crucial to adopt a proactive and comprehensive approach to security. Insider threats, in particular, pose a unique challenge due to their origin from within the organization, making them harder to detect and mitigate. These threats can range from intentional acts of sabotage to unintentional data breaches, each carrying the potential to cause significant harm to your organization's reputation, operations, and bottom line. To navigate this complex terrain, implementing best practices in insider threat mitigation is not just recommended, it's essential. The following best practices offer a blueprint for creating a resilient security posture that addresses both the technological and human elements of insider threats. By fostering a culture of security awareness, conducting comprehensive background checks, implementing strict access controls, and more, organizations can significantly reduce their vulnerability to insider threats. These strategies are not standalone solutions, but interconnected components of a holistic security program designed to protect against the multifaceted risks posed by insiders. As we delve into each practice, remember that the goal is to weave these strategies into the very fabric of your organization, creating a security-conscious environment where vigilance and proactive measures are the norm, not the exception. Let's explore these best practices in detail, understanding how they can be tailored and applied to your unique organizational context to safeguard against the insidious threat from within. Foster a culture of security awareness. Creating a culture of security awareness transcends mere training. It's about embedding security consciousness into the fabric of the organization. Regular, engaging training sessions tailored to different roles within the company can help employees understand not just the how, but the why behind security policies. Gamification, real-world examples, and interactive simulations can make these sessions more effective, ensuring that security awareness becomes second nature to everyone in the organization. Employ comprehensive background checks. Comprehensive background checks are a critical filter in the hiring process, acting as a preventative measure against insider threats. This scrutiny should not only verify the candidate's work history and criminal record, but also include an analysis of their online behavior and social media footprint for potential red flags. The objective is to build a holistic profile that helps assess the risk they might pose. Continuous monitoring for changes in employees' risk profiles is also advisable as part of an ongoing security strategy. Implement strict access controls. Strict access controls are essential for minimizing the attack surface that insiders can exploit. By implementing the principle of least privilege, organizations ensure that individuals have only the access necessary to perform their duties, nothing more. This approach should be dynamically managed, with access rights regularly reviewed and adjusted based on changing roles and responsibilities. Tools that automate the enforcement of access policies can significantly enhance this process. Monitor user behavior. Monitoring user behavior with user and entity behavior analytics (UEBA) tools allows organizations to detect anomalies that could indicate insider threats. These systems use machine learning to establish a baseline of normal activities for each user and then flag deviations from this norm. It's crucial that these systems are calibrated to reduce false positives and that they respect privacy regulations. Integration with incident response plans ensures rapid action can be taken when a threat is detected. Establish clear policies and consequences. Clear, communicated policies on data handling, password management, and the use of personal devices are the bedrock of a secure organization. These policies should be accessible, understandable, and enforced with clear consequences for violations. Regular updates and reminders about these policies help keep security at the forefront of employees' minds, while feedback loops can ensure policies remain practical and effective. Encourage a speak-up culture. A culture where employees feel empowered to report suspicious behavior or security concerns without fear of reprisal is invaluable. Such an environment not only aids in early detection of insider threats, but also fosters mutual trust and reinforces the idea that security is a collective responsibility. Anonymous reporting channels and assurances of non-retaliation for reporters are essential elements of this culture. Conduct regular security audits. Regular security audits are a proactive measure to identify and mitigate vulnerabilities before they can be exploited. These audits should encompass both technical systems and human factors, assessing how well employees adhere to security policies and where lapses might occur. The findings from these audits can inform updates to security strategies, training programs, and policies, ensuring that the organization's defenses evolve in step with emerging threats. Conclusion: insider threats represent a complex challenge that requires a multifaceted approach. By understanding the dual nature of these risks and implementing a comprehensive strategy that includes education, strict access controls, and behavioral monitoring, security professionals can significantly reduce their company's vulnerability to insider threats. Remember, the goal is not just to protect against malicious actors, but also to prevent unintended breaches that stem from within.